Hi, and welcome to Annoyed Kitten and Drachenwald Files. And let's start with you introducing yourself with your SEA name and title.
I will. In fact, I should rename my video, shouldn't I? So I'm gonna.
That won't be seen. That won't be seen.
Oh, fair enough. Well, in that case, hello. My name is Iago Iago, and that's pretty much it. I don't really have any titles or anything yet.
Good to know.
Yeah, I guess I'm an apprentice herbalist because I'm in the Herbalists Guild.
Yeah.
So we'll go with that.
We go with that. And how long have you played in the SEA?
I've played for, I think, 2 years now, so I'm quite fresh.
Yeah, you're what we call a newbie. Have you done some other reenactment before joining the SEA?
Yes, so I have been reenacting for, how old am I? I've been reenacting for 12 years.
So because this is a thing when people call the people in the SEA that are new in the SEA newbies, it doesn't mean that they are like fresh newbies and have never made a stitch in their life before. Usually we come from various different backgrounds.
Yeah, I'm new to the SEA, but I'm definitely not new to dressing up in silly old clothes. What
kind of reenactment did you do before joining the SEA? What periods?
So I started doing 17th century, so British Civil Wars, 1640s. And then after about a year or 2 years of doing that, I joined Regia Anglorum, which is an early medieval society here in the UK. So I moved into kind of Viking period and a little bit after. So I tend to, my main area is like 8th to 13th century.
And that's 17th century. No, sorry, 18th century.
Oh yeah, and I do a bit of 18th century and 19th century now with Isabel Northwood, who is also a Scadian, and she's sucked me into more modern periods, kicking and screaming, where I have to do things like tailoring. It's scary.
Yeah, Viking age is more like squares that you attached in.
It's a square.
Yeah, square.
Squares.
So how did you end up in the SEA?
I ended up in the SEA because so I met Isabel a few years ago, and she told me that she was a Scadian, and I went, "Oh, I know about them. They're the guys in America who do all the fun dressing up in whatever period you want, and you don't have to be a specific time period." And she went, "Yes, they do it here as well." And I went, "What?" And she said, "Come up to Scotland and play." So I went to a convocation in Harpelstein, and they fed me. And if you feed me, I will stay.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. We will keep you well fed. So what was your first good SEA memory, the one that got you hooked? Was it the food?
I think it was the food. Yeah, I think it was. I went to a convocation, and Duncan was there. I think it was Prince at the time, and just presented me with food and then showed me his library and his workshop and was like, "All this, my son, can be yours to share." And I was like, "Yes, you are good people."
Was it a little bit like in the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast, when you open up the library and you're like, "Ooh, I will love you"?
Yeah, I was like, "I will marry you. I will marry you now."
Well, speak carefully about that. You do know that I am his little Swedish wife, apparently.
That's fine. I do Viking period. You can have. I'll be a concubine. That's fine. It's cool.
And suddenly we both sound so cheap. So, do you have a clear persona? Have you gotten one yet, or are you interested in having one?
I've kind of got my persona that I've brought over from Regia, where I've kind of developed it as part of my living history side of things, because Regia is all about public reenactment and sort of educational reenactment and things, rather than like just hanging out and having fun with fellow Scadians. So I've got Iago, son of Iago, who is a kind of lower Welsh nobility, because I can write and read and generally do stuff in medieval Welsh. So I kind of went bard stuff, lower nobility, but I can play medieval instruments a bit and understand the concepts of medieval music and things. So he's kind of a lower status of Welsh noble who just travels around, writes poems for whoever will employ him, eats a lot, drinks a lot. Yeah, there's he reflects me quite nicely. But yeah, I think Iago is my general sort of generic. I am him, he is me. But outside of that, it's also just my name in Welsh.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I am a lazy reenactor.
Well, my Monday name is Agnes, and guess what my SCA name is? Agnes.
You're not lazy. I'm not saying you're lazy.
Oh God, I am. I'm so lazy.
It's just maximum effect for minimal effort.
Yes. And also, like, your first event, and they kind of like, so what's your name? Agnes? And everybody assumed it was my SCA name because it is a medieval name, so. So, yeah. I know that you are right now starting to register your device.
Yes.
So I will not ask you so much about that. It's in the process, and I have seen pictures. You're thinking about the skull and some hearts.
Yeah, so it's in the process. If anyone who watches this is on like the unofficial Heraldry page on Facebook, they've probably already seen it, because I literally just before we started this put a little thank you up because they all helped out. So am I allowed to, well, it's already on the Facebook page, so it's fine to say it, I guess. But yeah, the current sort of in the process blazon is going to be sable, a death's head argent, between 3 hearts or. So
you can even blason it. I like it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Heraldry was like my little guilty pleasure when I was at university. I would just like sit in the library and be like, I should be writing about things, but I'm going to read about shields with animals on them.
Yeah. So you and I already established that device will be scary and cute, just like you.
Just like me. Yes.
I don't find you that scary, though. I'm sorry.
Well, nobody's fought me yet, so.
That's true. I've seen you fight wasps, but that's it.
Oh yeah, the raglan wasps.
Yes.
I actually named my. So I have I do fighting with Regia, so I have some steels that I fight with Regia, and I've named my spear Insecticide, because I've been using it to kill clothes moths.
I love it.
They come in the corner of the house, and I'm like, yeah.
I should maybe get a spear then.
They're really good for it. They're really good.
You know what's also good for fighting insects? Cats.
Cats. We're not allowed a cat in our flat. Otherwise, we would totally have a cat.
Yeah. My cats are right now, well, one is out causing havoc and one is sleeping. So hopefully we will not be disturbed. We're speaking a little bit about Raglan, going back to the SCA. Speaking a little bit about Raglan, do you have a favorite event? You only played for 2 years, but if you already have one?
So I really enjoy. Actually, yeah, it would probably be Raglan. I went to Kingdom Uni as well last year, and that was really cool. But I think it was Raglan, because my favorite parts of doing reenactment have always been like camping out and sitting around the fire with friends in a cool old place. and being in a legit castle in Wales with loads of cool new reenactor friends. Just yeah.
Well, I only been at one Raglan, and I totally agree.
It was so cool though.
It is very cool.
Except for the weather. Except for the weather, it was awesome.
Yeah, well, it could be my fault. I mean, I tend to bring bad weather with me when I go camping.
You didn't make a sacrifice to the right gods.
Nope, I did not.
No.
So, do you have a favorite piece of SCA garb?
So far, so I'm putting together some Tudor garb. And my favorite piece of that is obviously my ridiculous codpiece.
Oh, hold that thought. I'm just gonna go and let in the cat that's causing havoc because he.
Hello. Hello, large cat.
And he's the old chap. Oh. Okay, can move it.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye, old friend.
Bye, cat. Oh, he find a plate with food on. That's
Oh, good. It's
very food driven, like extremely food driven. So basically, he's the cat version of you, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah, it seems to be.
You give him food, and he will love you.
Friends. We will be friends.
You will so be friends. So, again, going back to the SCA.
Oh, yeah.
Cats SCA, cats SCA, other stuff SCA. Anyhow, we were speaking about your favorite event, and you said Raglan.
Yes.
And now we're coming into the sad part of the interview, the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
The one we don't like, that we can't get rid of. What have you been doing to keep up your SCA during the pandemic?
Well, I have started a YouTube channel, which has
Link will be down here.
Thank you so very much. I am the Welsh Viking.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been going fine. It's been good fun, and it's basically been it's been filling in a bit of the gap. But yeah, I really miss doing events. But for keeping my SCA stuff going, I have been experimenting and sharing my results with my fellow herbalists. So I've been working on natural dyeing and brewing and mead making. I just finished a batch of iron gall ink, so there can be if anybody nearby needs some iron gall ink, I have nothing to use it on, but I have been dyeing leather with it, which has been
you can learn how to do calligraphy.
I can learn to do some calligraphy. Maybe
and
Isabel
I could send you some pergaminata.
Yes, please. Yeah, I've been doing lots of that. I've just done some dyeing with it on some leather. So the results of that are quite interesting, quite exciting. So I'm just getting my alchemy on.
That sounds good. Have you participated in any of the SCA online stuff, like lectures or courts or?
I've attended a couple of the lectures, and I've been trying to keep up as best I can. But I'm in the middle of a PhD as well right now, so I'm kind of, my brain is quite full, and my favorite part of playing with the SCA is that I can switch my brain off a lot of the time. And like, I'm never going to make Pelican because my favorite thing about reenactment is just like just kind of go boom. I'm around a fire and I'm drinking. I'm eating in wool. Yeah.
I know other pelicans that have had that too, but
I mean, if somebody grabs me, I will just help today. So who knows?
It sounds maybe like you're a little bit more on the laurel path, if there is a path. But you're new to the SCA. You have time.
I have all of these options open.
Yes.
If somebody grabs me and is like, Iago, we need help literally sorting everything out, I will just be like, yeah, okay, sure. So
And I happen to know that this is true, since I have shared a camp with you.
you have, yes. Oh
Yes.
no, my tent might be blowing down. All right, I'm on it.
Yeah.
My child is sad. Bring me. Come on.
Yeah, we did a lot of child soothing, you and me, that event.
We did, yeah. There was.
He was, I think he, I, well, he kind of like listened to you because he recognized the language, and he listened to me because he had no idea what I was singing or saying to him, because I spoke in Swedish and sang in Swedish to him.
But it was so nice and hypnotic.
He was like,
Oh.
"But he's my special goblin child."
Everyone needs a special goblin child.
Yes.
At
Yes.
least one. Mm-hmm.
Blank space. I had a question in my head, and I was like,
I do that.
yeah,
There's just times in my YouTube videos where I'm like,
that's
buffering.
yeah.
Modem noise.
Downloading. And I'm more like a Windows version, you know. It says 59 minutes, and it can be 3 seconds or 2 hours. It's like, you never know.
Oh, like downloading dial-up internet downloading music where it was like 3 years remaining. Great.
Exactly.
That's my brain.
But now. See, downloading complete. Let's talk about a little bit more about your YouTube channel, because I have seen, I think, most of the episodes. I really like it, but what your YouTube channel is called the Welsh Viking. Why do I have so much trouble pronouncing that?
I'm sorry. I'll change the name.
Yes.
It's really it's upsetting if like an actual Scandinavian person can't pronounce my Viking-based YouTube channel name.
Don't judge me, because it's the name Welsh that I have problem with, and I'm not Welsh. Viking is perfectly fine. So, what is your channel about? What are you doing with your channel?
Well, the original idea. So I came up with like 5 years ago. Someone was like, "You should do a YouTube channel," and then 5 years later, I went, "Okay, I will." And like buffering. Yes, I will.
That was the real Windows, like 5 years buffering.
Exactly. It finally downloaded. Like, yeah, cool. And the original idea was I would like take historical myths that people believe, like Catherine the Great died having sex with a horse and that kind of stuff. And
oh my god, yeah.
I know, and like Viking horned helmets, and people didn't bathe in the medieval period, and I would just do that. And I did a video about making like basic how to sew video on a Viking age tunic, and then a load of costubers, so like the costume history side of YouTube, got in touch with me, added me to their Facebook and their Discord, and went, "You're one of us now, congratulations." So now I have like hundreds of people who have subscribed to my channel because I did their costume like extravaganza in the summer. So now I'm like, well, I guess I do historical clothes now as well. So now it's just become like general kind of stuff that you might not know about history, and stuff that you think you know about history that turns out to be a Victorian myth because they ruined everything.
Oh God, yes, they did. I have to sadly said that I'm an ethnologist.
Woo.
Yeah, and ethnology during the 19th century, when the whole subject of ethnology started, which is basically what do you call it? The subject about culture.
I'm blanking as well.
Yeah. So ethnology is a very special topic, but the thing is, when they started this, they did a lot of myths, and they had this idea about the pre-industry life, and we have debunked so much after that. And I love your debunking videos, and especially about Viking stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people have been like really upset by a couple of my Viking debunking videos. Like I have had the beautiful thing about YouTube is that people have been like sending really abusive comments to me, and I can just reply and go like, go on, and then hide them, so they're just screaming into the void. But the numbers still go up, so like it still counts as an engaging with your channel. I'm just there like, look at all these positive comments for me to read.
Oh, I love it.
Like so many people are like, you're trying to change history, and I'm like, of course I'm trying to change history. I'm an archaeologist. That's what we do.
Yes. And I've seen at least 2 comments that was like, from maybe the more right wing that was like, no, you are not allowed to tell that Vikings wasn't that cool, and you were like, that has no place in my channel, and that is awesome that you are just so calmly and so just like, no, this is actually how it is.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in like fighting with people on the internet, but I try not to show off because I don't think I'm an expert, but like I've studied this for a long time. Like I've handled a lot of artifacts from the Viking period, and when people are like, whoa, you're a Marxist trying to destroy the reputation of the white people of Europe, I'm like, no, I'm not. Go and read Das Kapital. I read it in German and it was boring. And I'm like, no, I'm not, because no, I'm not. I'm just trying to show you that things are slightly different sometimes. Chill out. Vikings are awesome. That's why I'm dressed like one.
Yes. Vikings are awesome, and there are a lot of symbols and stuff like that, but there are also symbols that we do tend to see as Vikings, but it's not.
Yeah, the old, like, there's the old putting Christian Icelandic protection runes on your shields to please Odin is kind of interesting, but okay.
I mean, it's a cool symbol. I will not judge if.
Oh yeah, I think it's an awesome symbol. Yeah, I've got mates with it tattooed on them, and I think it looks really cool. Like I have stuff with it on. Like I think I've got a couple of T-shirts, and like I have like outside of my garb, I tend to dress like standard heavy metal fan number 3. So I have like things with the Fegvisir and the Helm of Or on it for band symbols, but like not as part of my medieval garb because it's not medieval. So I'm not saying it's not cool. I'm just saying it's not old.
And I think that is a very good distinction to do. That, especially since we in the SCA say it's a attempt at medieval garb that is the level. It's perfectly fine if you want to have something that's cool, but it's good to know that maybe this isn't actually how they wore it. Yeah. I mean, here I am in a sort of Russian, 11th century tunic or something like that, and I'm wearing Viking beads in my hair. Not historical accurate.
I'm wearing a T-shirt right now because I'm cold. Like my
I'm
linen.
thicker than you. I actually have a linen garb under.
Yeah, my linen's in the wash, so I'm just wearing my and this is I don't even know what's on this. It's got like skeletons and stuff on it, so I'm not.
That's cool. That's cool. And again, that's perfectly fine. And I mean, I think this is pretty. So I decided like, oh, I want something in my braids because it was boring. It's pretty. But it's a good thing that having to watch channels like yours and, you know, get to know where we are actually wrong. Stop hiding. Take credit.
No, I hate it. Yeah, that's all I want to do. Like, all I want to really do is kind of say, hi, the past is really cool. Looked a bit different to how it's portrayed on TV. Maybe don't believe everything you read in the papers, you know. But, you know, go out, read books, enjoy my channel, dye clothing naturally. If you're in the SCA, then you have no regulations, so go play, it's fine. But if you want to listen to what I'm saying and take that on board as suggestions for your research and your garb, then cool beans, do it. Like, if it helps people to feel like their attempt at historical clothing is going better or is easier, then great. But if people are like, oh, but I really like my purple cotton Viking tunic with like the really nice gold braid that you see in like Indian fabric shops for sari things, like, fine, keep it. Like, no, don't bother me. You do you, like, do your thing, it's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, I could really do with some information on like how to make a tunic based on archaeology, then come on in, like, fine. And if you like snarking at video games and films, then crack open a cold one.
I can so recommend. I will put the link again down here. I will so recommend when you are totally trashing the Viking, the series of Vikings and their fashion. I hadn't had a good laugh for a long time, so thank you.
It's just so funny. It's so.
The trousers with the penis cover.
Yes.
Yes. It's like I will never understand why TV series keep on doing that leather thing.
I love it when people are like, oh my god, you know what this 10th century Norwegian kingsman needs? Arseless leather chaps with a crotch flap. Yes! Like,
if I would have been the actor wearing that, I would never have wore that. I would have been like, no.
I've worn those, and that's not what you want to be wearing in like a home gang or something. Just don't. Like, you get sweaty, it's gonna get nasty. Like, ooh, black leather everywhere. Ooh.
Yeah.
There's a place for it. Like, there's a place for all the stuff that looks like bondage gear and like leather daddy clothes. There's a place for that. I do not judge. If you want to zip yourself in a black leather bodysuit and be suspended from the ceiling, do you. Don't put that on Viking history. You find me that. You find me those Viking full body leather suits, and I will make one and wear one. But until you find one.
And I guess this is where some people will say, but fabric and leather didn't survive in the ground, so we don't know.
Oh, but then I will respond with, yes, it did, and I have touched it, and it was awesome. But the thing about it is, so this is kind of spoiling the video that I'm putting. My video will come out before this video, I think, so it should be fine. So
yes.
If you're watching this video, I have made a video about black leather and black fabric, and they could make it, and they could do it, and like they could sew and weave really cool fabrics and stuff, but expensive, and it survives, and we've got loads of it. Like, we've got fabric from like 5 or 6 places just in Norway, I think, from the Viking period, and like we've got silk and wool and linen, and none of it looks like the stuff on TV.
Of course, we are usually talking about pieces that are like this big or
Oh
something.
yeah, we're talking about like chunks like that, but then we've got like
But
a
there's
full.
still a lot of things you can say about a piece of fabric like this.
But
Like,
we've also got pictures and stuff as well.
so yeah, I am looking forward to that video about black leather and black fabric.
Yeah, I've got black
Yes.
stained fingers from doing like authentic medieval black dye. It's really cool. It's really good fun. It's so fun.
I'm looking forward to it. That was kind of like, we have talked a lot about stuff that people like. Some will probably say that we can be a bit snarky right now, but I don't care.
I'm a
Because
garb snark. I'm a snark. I know garb snarking is bad, and I would never judge someone in the SCA's garb. Like
no,
everyone's trying their best and just having fun. But if it's a big budget TV series and they've got millions of dollars, they can take it. Like
they can
they
take
can
it.
handle a bit of criticism from some dude on YouTube. Like you can
Yes.
take it. They're big boys and
And
girls.
you're not the only one who snark at those series. So
Oh yeah, and my
coming.
snarking is really lightweight as well. Like
Yes. See the crotch flap. The crotch flap.
why though? But why though?
Why? Oh God. Yeah. So I think it's an important thing to say again. Like, there is garb snarking that's okay, and there's garb snarking that's not okay. And
Yeah.
within the SCA, we do have a very low level. You can come in very, very simple stuff, and it doesn't have to be. It's an attempt. But then there are the garb snarking that's wrong, which is unsolicited advice. When you kind of like go up to that person and start telling them without them even asking. They are just there. They are happy and, you know, just wanted to have a beer with their mates. Garb snarking on the internet, where people can seek out that knowledge because they actually want it. That for me is a good thing.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, if you're just, like, I've been to, like, Regia in the UK has, like, quite strict authenticity regulations that can, like, they can put people off sometimes if they're not looking for that. But, like, even then, after hours, I've seen people just, like, put on their World War One hat to keep warm over their Viking garb and just be like, everything is delicious from all of history. And that's totally like fine if you don't know how to do a type of sewing or embroidery, or like you can't like if you can't afford hand woven diamond twill wool that has to be imported from Germany. That's totally cool. Like I can't. I'm
Either.
using what I can get hold of, like totally fine. But if you go on the internet and you type in like snarky Viking person, like you're gonna find me. Like I'm gonna be snarking about Assassin's Creed. Like,
oh, that's another one that I really like, and I don't even play Assassin's Creed.
I'm such a fan. Like so many people were like, "How dare you? I love Assassin's Creed. It's such a good game. Who cares if it's right or not?" And I'm like, "I love Assassin's Creed. I've got all of them. Like, I've nearly 100%ed a few of them, so I love it. I'm just saying, the clothes are crap."
Yes, and I can sometimes feel that it would be a good thing if Hollywood and all the TV production companies and stuff could stop, and game production stuff could stop feed this idea about what a Viking is. It's because they kind of like keep on doing that, even how many times people telling them they are so wrong.
It's a problem. Like there's videos on YouTube by a few people saying, "Oh, like I don't think it really matters," but I've had like people come up to me at reenactments in public and be like, "So, did they really dress like they dress in Vikings? I think that looks really cool." And I've had to say to them, "No, like they really didn't. Like medieval people didn't look like they look like in the Tudors." So when people are saying like, "Oh, it doesn't matter," it kind of does, because they are feeding this idea in people's heads that that's what history looked like, and everyone wore black and was dirty and sad all the time and wore like crotch flap trousers. So
And walked around with their swords everywhere. Oh, I touched a nerve there. I saw I touched a nerve. Breathe.
I'm good. I'm okay.
You're okay. Yes, maybe you need some coffee.
I'm just gonna have a little sippy sip of my tea. And the Vikings didn't have two-handed swords. I'm just gonna. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have enjoyed this conversation so much.
Me too.
I have no more specific question for you. This was just a random talk about your amazingly fun channel where you roast TV series, and you also have really good content where you basically explain how things are. As far as you know, and as far as I know.
I'm not an expert, really. Like, I can't say that I know anything for certain about the past, but we know a fair amount that we're sure about, and that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I think that you are really good at that, and like telling people that this is the theories, and nobody actually knows exactly. I mean, we have very little material to work with, so we can only have theories.
Everything we do is wrong on some level. Like, none of my, like, this isn't dyed naturally. These pearls are like cultured pearls. The silk is like an inauthentic weave. I have no idea how this wool has been treated. I don't bloody know. Like, I sewed some of this with cotton thread. Like, it's fine. It's cool. It's cool. We're never gonna get everything right, and who cares? But have fun. Have fun. Play.
Play.
We're
Yes,
playing.
fun and play. But if you want to know what is more likely or not, you can always go and study a bit or listen to people, classes and stuff.
Yeah, if you want to. You don't have to. Like, you can just do your thing.
Come in a linen shirt and just, hang and have a beer and have fun. That's perfectly fine as long as you're not freezing.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, there were people at Raglan who were just wearing their walking boots because it was muddy. Like, yeah, totally. Like, fine.
Oh God, I have a very bad back sometimes. It's medieval shoes or Viking shoes will not work. So yeah, I will be there in my very fancy black sneakers sometimes, trying to cover them with my skirts.
That's the thing, is like you try to cover them with your skirt because you're like, well, I want to look medieval, so I'm just going to cover my shoes. Like, I have a friend who attends public shows in an electric wheelchair. And she's like, well, I can't really drive around in this dragon boat. So she'll like cover it in loads of fabric and be like, I'm on my throne. This is my throne now.
I love it.
And then if there's a fire or something, she can just be like, I'm out of here.
Because that is, I mean, regardless of what you do in the reenactment or the SEA or stuff, there will be stuff that people will be needing that are modern.
Yeah, man. I wear glasses and I take medication. I wear glasses. Sometimes I have nail varnish on that I forget to take off, and I'm fine. If it's like a more strict event, then yeah, I'll like see if I can find some nail polish remover or like scrape it off. But like, the SCA is all about playing with your friends. Like, it started as a college medieval party, so
yeah. And I have, speaking about forgetting, at one event for basically the whole day, I walked around with a pair of unicorn earrings, very white and glittery unicorn earrings, because I forgot to take them off, and nobody told me anything. Nobody actually noticed them until someone was like sitting a little bit closer and talk to me like here, and I was like, Agnes, I think you should take off your unicorn earrings. And I'm like, oh!
And then you were like, no.
Oh, here comes the other one.
Yay, Kitty, hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Say hi to the
hi. Oh yes, you're so good. You're so well behaved today.
He's sleepy. He's just, waking up from his morning sleep.
Yes. Hi. Oh, he's so nice.
No, actually, he's purring right now, so he's rather pleased with life.
Yes,
so,
he should be.
I didn't have any more questions, direct questions, as I say. Is there something that you would like to have the opportunity to say before we end this? Have I forgotten to ask you something really important that you want to say about yourself or our hobby?
Mm-hmm.
We established that you are healthy.
I'm healthy. I do my best.
Yes, and we need to get this pandemic stopped. So everybody, please keep social distancing. So you can come to Sweden and visit me. And
yes, I wanted to come to Sweden for so long.
See real rune stones, real Viking burial places. I have them basically like 10-20 minutes before away from my home. And I will feed you good food.
Yes, good, okay. And there are kitties, and that is fine by me. Yeah, I wanted to go to Sweden for ages. I wanted to go to a few places over that way for a long old time. To be honest, my interest was originally because of Valander, and then it became because of Vikings.
That is a strange way to go.
I was like, I want to go to Malmo and see where Valander was filmed, and now I like Vikings, so I can go and see all the Viking stuff as well. Amazing!
Oh yeah. So you're gonna let the kitty go.
Bye, kitty.
Bye, kitty. So to finish this very lovely chat and fika with you, for the dream, real Vikings in non-black leather, and generally have fun.
I could have used a Viking cup, but I'd used my gym.